Hey guys, Tim Sicily Jr. here, aka Mustached, here to review Finding Dory. So, I'm just gonna say it. This movie kind of reminds me of The Good Dinosaur, and from what I could gather, The Good Dinosaur had very mixed reviews. I personally enjoyed it, but I could see why others kind of felt like this whole journey of like going through these different characters and not getting enough of them, and this sort of journey uh, type vibe movie could fall apart. And Finding Dory definitely feels like it follows that, but trying to hit the same emotional level while also trying to hit that comedy that, you know, Disney and Pixar blend together pretty well usually. So that's what I felt like. It felt like I was watching The Good Dinosaur, but with Finding Dory. And to be fair, the Finding Dory part ends somewhere closer to the end of the middle, and then the last part is reuniting her with her family because she's on her journey to her mom and dad, which she remembers after something happening with her. We get a flashback of her as a little kid with really big eyeballs, and her parents see that she has that memory issue, but she has ways of handling situations in her own way, and that comes into greater effect later on in the movie. Before I go further into this review, I gotta give credit to the pre-movie. I believe it had like birds in it. I forget what it's called, but it was like really, really well animated. Like that looked really fantastic, and it didn't have any dialogue, but it was something that I think that if if Disney and Pixar are going in that direction, I could see them really, really getting somewhere if they do decide to make a full length feature of that magnitude. That would be really incredible. But, so yeah, we follow Dory. She meets her own cast and crew. We get this octopus who's like, oh, I don't want to, or, I think it's an octopus or a squid. I forget now. The thing on the bottom right, I think it's an octopus. Sorry if I'm not too familiar with my sea life creatures, but he has this whole backstory about not wanting to go back to the ocean for some reason. Um, it probably would have been good to have him have like a mini flashback, since throughout the movie we get these flashbacks with Dory as she's trying to remember things. She meets a type of fish or shark that has very bad sight, and that was her friend at one point. They're like communicating through these pipes, which she has to navigate through. There's this beluga whale who uses like this uh, super sonar, and it's I think it was like an echo locator or something. Um, but they made it seem like more. They made it feel like more like something out of a video game. Like it could see everything, and I don't know. It was more so for convenience. I felt like that character has moments, and then there's these two sea lions who are just like on the rock, uh, and they have a very Mulan moment where they're like, "We're the king of this rock, and this is our rock," and then they end up leaving. Um, of course, we also have Marlin and his son Nemo, who are trying to find Dory at some point. She gets lost from them as well, and they sort of are catching up slowly behind her through various means. this is like this whole sequence where like she's trying to get into the building because she's trying to find her parents, and then Nemo and Marlin are like trying to get to her, and they get up there, and they go through all this like ridiculous stuff. They really use water to their advantage here in this movie, which isn't too surprising. They go through all these different water parks and elements of like going through these fish things. There's this one part that really broke the movie for me though, where the octopus is just riding this baby carriage with Dory, and they pass through all these people. The people are just like, well, whatever. That was kind of breaking of the film for me a little bit. I was like, is no one seeing this? Like, what's going on? Um, so that, weird logic, I guess. You have the scene where they finally get to this truck that has where Dory assumes they got her, and then the other fish of her kind say that they passed away. She kind of gets lost again on her own, and she's like following these shells, and then she finally reunites with her family. And we get this nice reunion, and then everything all ends up happy. So, like I said, it's a pretty enjoyable film. It's a sequel that it's interesting, but I definitely see where a lot of people are coming from. Well, there are too many sequels coming out, especially even from last year and this year. They feel like they're definitely outnumbering original titles. Probably even more than reboots this year, just like these sequels. Some of them have been better. A lot of them have not been better. Unfortunately, I probably would still prefer Finding Nemo over this movie, just to be honest. Um, and as far as sequels go this year, I wouldn't say it's also not the best sequel. I'd most likely have to give it to Digimon Tri Determination. I mean, not putting my nostalgia there, but it's a pretty fantastic movie in its own right. Um, so yeah, I enjoyed the movie, and it was pretty good. I would give it a 7 out of 10. It was an enjoyable film. There are a few odysseys here in the movie, but something easily to get over. I just, you'd sort of enjoy the character, and they're able to make this sort of once comic relief character a main character. Um, and it's not the first time I've seen it done. I mean, just again, I would hate to mention Digimon twice, but look at season 2 of Digimon. You have the character Vmon, who's a very comedic main character from the beginning. So there you go. Of season 2 of Digimon, anyways. So yeah, it's an enjoyable film. It's Disney and Pixar are gonna have to go through some probably worse sequels or third movies coming up eventually, which that's unfortunate, but you gotta get through it, I guess. I don't know how that works, but anyways, with that being said, this has been Thomas Cicilli Jr., aka Mustache Tom, and I'll see you guys next time.